Hey y'all, I want to welcome y'all to this channel. It's a Chicago Vibe podcast. We'll be dropping this Saturday with your girl, Lady T. Marie and Mr. Success. You don't want to miss it. What up, y'all? It's your girl, Lady T. Marie and Mr. Success. We thank y'all for tuning in to It's a Chicago Vibe. Up next, we have a special guest by Theeblackadonis. Stay tuned.
What's good? It's the one and only Mr. Success. Be sure to check out It's a Chicago Vibe podcast every Saturday. Me and Lady T. Marie drop a new episode streaming wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to subscribe to It's a Chicago Vibe and Mr. Success Media on YouTube. We also create short film, music production, web design, graphic design, managing, booking, audio visual specialists, lighting, commercial, voiceovers, just all around content creators. It's a Chicago Vibe and Mr. Success Media. Subscribe and like. All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to It's a Chicago Vibe with me,
DJ Mr.
Lady
Success.
T, and our special guest, Theeblackadonis. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm so glad to be here. It's a Chicago vibe. Chicago feels like home. So just to be connected with you guys is special tonight, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a couple of questions you here on the show. Tell everybody what it is you do. I know you into a lot of things. You in the film, music, you produce. I mean, it's just, this is a true example of a jack of all trades right here. So go to tell people, the audience, what you do.
You know, honestly, Mr. Success, when I talk to some people, they always say, "And what life was this, Keith?" Because you're so young, and they always say, "Okay, in what life did you do that?" And so I just never wanted to be put in a box. My biggest fear has always been put in a box and being labeled. And I think sometimes in Hollywood, they have this stereotype where they'll stereotype you and use you just for that. I said, let me go out and create other projects for myself. So I started writing stuff for myself at an early age and actually got some funding. And it allowed me to meet some wonderful people. Now, mind you, I always lied about my age in the meetings because I never wanted to be, I guess, looked at as I don't have any knowledge, basically. I don't have any, I'm not educated to this field. So I'm an actor, I'm a producer, I'm a director, I'm a writer, 6-time award winner. I am also, many people don't know, but I used to do tournaments for improv, acting improv. I've never got anything outside of first place. So I just really wanted to create jobs for myself. I'm a mental health advocate, so you may see me doing a lot of mental health events, traveling and speaking. And most of all, I am a man of God, you know, so an ordained man of God. So that's the most important part.
All right. The next question I'm going to ask you is, how did you get your start in Hollywood?
I didn't wait on people to give me permission. I think sometimes we don't even know we kind of ask for permission. Basically, the old people told me old keys can unlock new blessings. So basically, I didn't look at when they said no, just kept knocking. And then it comes to creating those jobs, creating those things. And sometimes, we get told no, this is this isn't the right project for us. No, we don't like you for this. And it tears our self-esteem down. So I said, wait a minute, let me go and write my own projects. Houston, when I was 15, I believe, I started writing scripts and pitching them. Then once I got a team, we got the LLC. I was real young, so I really couldn't have the LLC. But we got a team. I started meeting with Chinese investors, Black investors. I was traveling and I was, getting money to fund these projects. And in the midst of working for different companies in the entertainment business, I created my own network. So no, I didn't want to be a casting director. For those who don't know, I used to cast films and television and music videos. Worked at DK Casting, and we did Rihanna's video,
Wow.
DJ Khaled, Eminem, Lady Gaga, and we did so much more. So when I left that company, I had my own network. And so sometimes it's about networking. Sometimes it's about getting in
Mhm.
those positions, learning from these people. I see a lot of assistants later take their boss's job or title later because they don't want to be an assistant all their life. They there
Absolutely.
and they're learning. And so that's what I did. I just used it for my advantage. And so now that I'm a freelancer, I just use all of my tools. I've worked with over 50 photographers now. So also model and stuff. So you're jack of all trades. So yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. So that's how I got my start. Really in Houston, networking with a Chinese. It was like a lot of Chinese and Vietnamese people, and they wanted to fund projects. So I brought them some wonderful ideas, and they gave me, my start.
That's
Yeah.
up. And what type of projects and movies do you produce and put out there? Like what type of scripts and stuff you write for yourself, and what type of actor do you want the world to see you as?
Correct. And so I'm gonna answer the last question first because I really want to answer the last, but it's juicy to me. So the kind of actor that I want the world to see me as is multi-talented. Again, I never want to be put in that box. I think my father is the most multi-talented man ever. He just didn't do as much as he could with the talent, and it's still not too late. And so my pastor said the richest man is in the graveyard. And so because they leave this earth with so many talents and gifts,
Mm.
so I want to use all those talents and gifts and be multi-talented. So when people look at me, they say, man, this man was a speaker. He was a, and no, I'm not trying to be superhero, but who said that we can only be one thing in life? God called us to
Absolutely.
do multiple assignments. He called us for seasons and reasons in different areas of our life. So there's so much more that I want to do, but I just gotta keep structure, if that makes sense. And
Mm.
what was your other questions, Mr. Success? I didn't went all over. Oh, and
Um.
what kind of scripts do I
Okay.
write for
Oh
myself?
yeah, that was it. The scripts you write. What type of scripts
So
you put out there?
I learned to become uncomfortable because sometimes the things that make us uncomfortable be the very thing that God used us in some way.
Mhm.
And so I decided not to say no to certain roles. Of course, I won't go too far as a man of God. I've done faith-based, I've done drama, I've been in the sci-fi, a pilot. So I was on sci-fi. We did a sci-fi show, but I'm gonna say the project that I had the most fun with that I wrote. I was 17 years old. I was in Texas, and I filmed this right there in my home, in my neighborhood, and I won a few years later when I was in Hollywood. It was submitted to festivals, and I won all these awards.
Wow.
But I got tired of people telling me no, and I said I'm not gonna ask anybody for nothing. I'm gonna take it. It's
Yeah.
not yours to give to me, it's mine to have. And so once you have that mentality, you know that everything happened for you and not to you. And so I wrote this role called Tim Slim. And you can look it up. It's called Sweet to Bitter. It's on Google. You can Google my name, Keith Brandon, or you could Google Sweet to Bitter, and you will see that it was about a Christian man. He was a young man, but he turned very aggressive. And this role really wasn't like my character, so it was out of my comfort zone. But if I never would have did it, if I never would have stepped out of my comfort zone and got uncomfortable just a little bit, that don't mean stop my assignment, but just get a little bit uncomfortable and exercise your tool. I would have never won these awards. So I played a
Mm.
very aggressive guy, had a very potty mouth. Oh, God forgive me, Lord Jesus. But it was still in the faith-based realm. It was still considered faith-based. And lo and behold, they say use what you have. I use two of my little young siblings as my children in the film. They were so nervous. And I just never will forget smoking a cigarette and, doing all this, stuff that's typically not me in real life. But that's what an actor does. He take on challenging
Mhm.
roles and he activate that story and he bring it to life. And so
Yeah,
that's what my job was to do, bring it to life.
absolutely.
What's up?
So my question for you is, how did you know when that you wanted to be a part of the entertainment business?
Mm. I knew I'm sorry, this is gonna be a funny story. So when I was a kid, I used to sign my mom number up for all of these. You know how they have these scams, on
Yeah.
Google, who want to be an actor, who want to be. So I would call, and before she got saved, Lord Jesus, I'm off for something else. And she would call me, you know, boy, Keith, get in here. And then, I'll go in there. And she said, didn't I tell you to stop signing my number up for all these? And so I always told them, I said, y'all, and I was a Tyler. And I spoke it into existence. My cousin was here. And when I shot my very first model cover magazine, my cousin was there. And she was just like, wow. She said, I remember you being a baby speaking into existence. She said, you were saying this, and we would always, she said they would be like, boy, be quiet, like he just talking or something. Like he just talking, but out of the mouths of babes, I spoke it into existence. I knew since I was a little kid, this is what I wanted to do. Mainly, I knew I wanted to come to California because of the weather. So
Wow.
I love the weather here. Yes. But I knew since the time I was a kid watching Nickelodeon and watching Disney Channel, I said, I want that to be, I want to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? So it just really inspired me. And being here, I've met so many people and I know so many people that I'm friends with that I grew up watching. So
Wow.
it's really a blessing, honestly. I got some really great news today. I just booked the film that we started filming in shortly in a few weeks. So I have some new things that I'm working on.
Okay, that's amazing. Would you like to share with us any of the people that you've met in the entertainment business?
Absolutely. Well, first, when I was in Houston, I met George Floyd, got a chance to meet and rub elbows with Matthew Knowles, who's been in that entertainment realm in Houston. One of my good friends who's an agent. I met two of the Destiny Child members, originals. Um,
Wow.
Mr. T, I worked with him on an ABC pilot on his it was season one of his body boot camp challenge about scrawny guys who had never been in the gym, which I competed in and I won. So you know what I'm saying. That's why I said we don't ask for. And I came in the weak link. I came in
Wow.
the weak link. I'm talking about when you looked at me in this challenge, you would have said, "Oh, he gonna be the first one to go home." So we got picked.
Mhm.
It was per episode. He'll be the first one to go home. I had all of these, um, injuries and mobilities, problems. They were sending me to this celebrity doctor, but God would take the foolish things, and use it. And
Yes.
so He was building me up to really believe in myself. So I won that pilot, 25,000 grand, whatever, whatever. And it was wonderful. I had the chance to work with Mr. T for 4 months. Got a chance to meet Two Chains, Tyga.
Wow.
The list just goes on and on. I just can't even stop. Who else that I just really admire? Oh, Monique, Golden Brooks, Tommy Ford, Tashina Arnold. You know what I mean? Just so many people. Lisa Ray McCoy, Vivica Fox, and just the list goes on. God had placed me in the room. Mona Scott Young, one of the nicest
Wow.
people ever. I didn't even know who she was. You know, she had an
Wow.
entourage. She had an entourage, and I just walked up to her and I was like, "Can I have a picture?" I don't know why I asked for a picture,
Mhm.
and she took a picture with me, and we just, George Foreman. Who else? The list just goes on and on. And so I've just
Wow.
been blessed to meet and just enjoy. Oh, Brandy, Ray J, so many others, Candy Burris. I mean, God has really placed me in an arena where I had a chance to just meet so many people and learn. My dad told me one time, and I'm gonna end this because I don't want to talk too much, guys. But he told me, he said, "Your attitude," he said, "your gift and your talent will get you in the door." That's what
Mm.
your gift and your talent will get you in the door. And he said, "So you're gonna get in the door, son." And I was like, "Okay." cool. But this other part really taught me a valuable lesson. He said, it's gonna get you in. He said, but what's gonna keep you in that door is gonna be your
Mm,
attitude, your character, your integrity, and your
yes.
values. So I decided to always be humble because just like God give it to you, he'll snatch that thing back. He'll take it away.
Mm,
Just like he give it, he
absolutely.
take it away. And I've seen God take me high and break me low. And if anything, he chastises those who he loves. And so I
Mm,
am being molded and shaped, and my biggest prayer is to just stay humble. Stay humble no matter how far I go. And wherever God takes me in this career, just stay humble, you know.
absolutely.
So and treat people good, So those are
That's
my
it.
my my things, Lady T.
Okay.
And I was reading your bio, and it was saying that after 13, you had a little rough going and stuff. It said people
Mhm.
counted you out, and even like
Yes.
family members and pastors
Mm.
said
Mm.
you wouldn't even
Mm.
amount to nothing. Do you have any contact with any of those people now that counted you out, said you wouldn't amount to nothing?
They're watching me right now, actually.
There you go. My mother always told me when somebody say something bad to you, hey, make prove them out to be a lie. Do the
Absolutely.
Yes,
opposite.
yes. That I would never amount to anything but a high school dropout, and I was on the fifth grade level. Said all of these things, and I had, and what I learned, Mr. Success. The best motivation is not always the I'm proud of you, make me proud, and go and do it, and a pat on the back. Sometimes the best motivation is I can show you better than I can tell you.
Oof.
Let me go and get it.
That's right.
Yes.
So it woke something up in me that I didn't know I had it in me. So when I came back, I said,
Mm,
God, this is me. You allowed me to do it. Mm.
mm, mm, mm.
It goes so back. I'm talking about multiple pastors. I'm talking about multiple family members, multiple teachers. But when God speaks something in you and
Yes.
he's gonna make it good. So
Ooh.
here I was labeled a
Mm,
trouble kid, didn't have nobody. In the midnight hour, I had to call on God. Nobody.
mm,
And then he birthed something out of it. And
mm,
so I think in our lonely seasons, in our lonely valley, is where we grow the most. And so
mm,
sometimes there is power in our pain.
mm.
Sometimes, sometimes there's purpose in our pain, and there's a quote, I just love it so much. It's called turning our pain into our purpose.
Yes.
Turning our pain into our purpose.
Mm,
Mm. Without pain, there'll be no passion. Without passion, there'll be no purpose. God know how to birth something in us.
mm,
So I was happy that they counted me out.
mm.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes. Wow. I want to ask you a question about the biopic about the Woo. Can
Mhm.
you let the people know when it's coming out, or is it out already?
Yes, ma'am. It actually not long ago aired, and you could again look it up online. It was on Pluto, CBS, CW, and I'm sure some other mainstreams app, on online where you can find it. But that was a documentary about Pop Smoke, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that's so funny. So a few years ago, I was getting a physical, and the nurse said, "You sound like Pop Smoke." She said, "Do you know who that is?" She said, "Do you know who Pop Smoke is?" I said, "No, I don't know who he is." I had heard some of his music, but sometimes you can
Yeah.
know some the music, but not know the name. And at that time, he had just passed away. He had not even really blew up, because he really blew up after he had passed.
Yeah.
So the nurse said, "You sound like Pop Smoke." I said, "Pop Smoke." She said, "Yeah, look him up." So I looked into him or whatever. I thought nothing of it. And people would tell me that, on the streets that I met and stuff, but I was an part-time administrative tech guy. And when I would go into the office every morning, each staff would greet me and call me Pop Smoke. So
Wow.
that was my name in the office. So when I stopped working there, And I was asked to audition and screen for him and to, to do his biopic. I was like, whoa, it kind of was like I was being prepared, if that makes
Yes.
sense. You know what I'm saying? So I met the director, Mr. Mitchell. Shout out to Mitch. And we met. Well, I did the screen test, and at first they wasn't sure they was gonna use me because of the height thing and all of that. And I'm like, I had to apply some pressure. I'm like, this is mine. Let me take it. Let me take it.
Yes.
They was talking about the height and this, and I'm like, nope, 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 nope. It's mine. It's mine. So I grabbed on to that thing. You know what I'm saying? And I was traveling, and so I got that role. I got the role of Pop Smoke, and I'm telling you guys, after playing him, I would be in the shower and just different places, and I would just get real fearful, because I literally took up on his character so much,
Wow.
that it was really hard to get out of at times. We got really, me and the other three young men that played together. It was like two guys that killed Pop Smoke, and then it was his best friend. That was some hard scenes for
Mm,
us to get through because it was so demonic and it was so scary that this actually really, it's one thing for it to be a script. It's another thing for it to have once been
to be-
reality. And
Wow.
so for us to really just play it, it was scary, but I enjoyed it. And he's a talented young man. So that's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I definitely agree.
And I'd just like to ask, past or present, who are some people like inspired you to make you do the things that you do?
Mm, past and present. Well, should I say in the industry or just in general?
Just in general, past or present, in general, just people who motivated you, that.
I'm gonna say my baby sister. She is my world. My baby sister is my world. And right now she mad at me because she don't understand why I live in California and I've been here for so long and stuff like that. And it's been real hard as she's gotten older for her to understand that, baby girl, I haven't left you, but this is for you and me. So I go hard for her. She's my world. My siblings are my world, my sisters and brothers, everybody is. But I would lay down my life for them. My nieces and nephews, they look up to me. And so they are my motivation. But my baby sister, I had to be, we still, I mean, we have our father, but she's always been just like my precious baby girl. And so I love her to pieces. And there's nothing on this earth that I wouldn't trade, for her. So she's my motivation. People in this industry that I look at, Tyler Perry, look at this man changing
Hmm.
things and doing things. I love to see people
Yeah.
win because when I see you getting it, I say, okay, then mine must be, it gotta be close if it's not
Yeah.
already here. So I don't hate on people. I love celebrating them because I really truly believe that means mine is either on the way or it's already here.
Mm,
So yeah, it's people in this industry that I'm seeing win. Um, and I'm like, oh, and also I used to do music. I used to rap. I used to sing, and so I had a chance to open up for some really amazing, big time celebrities. And so that was really my motivation. So when I listen to people like Master P, his story and how he came from up, these are people who had nothing. Steve Harvey. I listen to these
yes.
people's stories, and it goes to show you that it is a process. It is a
Mm,
process, and in this process, you make progress. In other
yeah.
words, I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I was. So there is always a step ahead that we're going. And I'm just thankful for where I'm at right now and where I'm going. Yeah.
Wow.
But those are the people that motivate me if I could sum it all up.
Who are some of the people you spoke about? You opened up for some people in your when you were rapping and singing. Who are some of the people you perform open up for?
Well, I'm gonna say this. As soon as I got here, literally as soon as I got here to LA, I had this promoter hit me up and say, "Can you open up for Tiger in OC?" And I'm like, "What? I can't fly to Oklahoma, man. I can't do that." And I literally, that just mean another county. It stands for Orange County, but I wasn't from here, so I don't know. So, in that particular performance, I actually didn't do initially. I didn't make the first time because I wasn't prepared. I hadn't been on stage. And my manager was like, at the time, she said, "Keith, you haven't been on the stage in a minute. You really want to be in it before you just jump on there for some money and, ruin your brand or something like that." So it came back
Yeah,
around because if it's yours, it's going to come back, if
yeah.
it's for you. And so they say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So now I'm in a season of preparation. And I don't mean to go off a little bit, Lady T, but I do
No, you
want to say
fine.
this for everybody that really, really want to make it and that really want to go after their goals, which I'm in it with you. We're in this together. You're not alone. You may seem alone because it's your walk for you to go. It's your journey. But just know that each step and each way is divine. It's ordained for you. Learn
Absolutely.
something instead of saying why in this season and why in this season. So for me, coming along, one thing that I truly, truly learned just in this business and in this industry, Lady T, and Mr. Success is thank God for each place where you're at, each place
Mhm.
where you're at, because it's not easy, and it's gonna be hard. So what I've learned to do is just continue to work at it and just continue to just keep going. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I had kind of got off. We hustle and grind. I, and Mr. Success, I hope you're there. And because I want a lot of people to get this. Oftentimes, when we hustle and we grind and we hustling and grind, they say hustle and grind. Go out there and submit and just keep hustling and grinding. But for me, I believe if we spend so much of that time hustling and grinding and not enough time shaping and molding the gift,
Mm,
what good does it do us? For example, I'm
mm,
so busy hustling and grinding and hustling and grinding. When that casting director finally do say, "Come in my office, Keith, and bring me your head shop," I'm not even prepared. I had no time to study. I had no time to shape and mold myself and prepare myself so when it comes, I can already be ready because I've been too busy hustling and grinding. So I'm
mm.
gonna tell everybody, take the time to not just hustle and grind, but prepare.
Yes,
Preparation is prophetic. It's
yes.
prophetic. And let me tell you, so I've been working on my own talk show and stuff, and I've got opportunities to have my own talk show, and we've been filming and stuff like that. But before I got the opportunity, many people do not know that I was a kid, on my bed practicing being a talk show host
Yes,
in the room by myself. And it might sound foolish, you know what I'm
yes.
saying? But I knew that I knew that I knew that it was in me that one day the time would come for me to be used in this area. So,
Absolutely.
and if you don't know something, get with somebody who do. Don't hate on them. And
Yeah.
in the season, don't get mad because it's not your season. It's just not your
Mm.
time yet. If it came easy, you would take it for granted,
Oh, that's it.
So So I just want to say iron sharpen iron, so one man sharpen another. Get with some people who are about what you about. And if they not about what you about, it might hurt you to say goodbye for a season. It might hurt you to walk alone, but sometimes we have to. So I
Mm.
don't want to preach, but you asked me,
Go ahead. Go
was it
ahead.
you
Go
asked me
ahead. Let
was
they
it
need it.
okay if I shared my faith? And
I
so
feel yes, absolutely. Go
That's
ahead.
what I walk on. That's what I believe in. And so, and I don't push it on anybody, but I have a lot of people that come and tell me if there be a God that's real, he does
Mm,
look out for you because there's no way, there's no how. And so I love those situations that when it looks impossible, even for my career, because little did I didn't know how I was going to move here. I didn't know was it even meant for me to be here. And right before it was time for me to move, and I didn't have the money. God sent a lump sum. Somebody supposedly said, "Oh, you have this money, and it's owed to you. You know, we've been trying to find you to give this to you, and it belonged to me. It was money that I didn't even know I had. So I
Wow.
still came, just didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I did.
Mm,
You know, and so when it looks impossible, that's when it's possible. So, yeah, that's my encouragement is just continue to believe and sharpen your tool, whatever it is. Spend time on it. Spend time on your tools. Get ready. If you want to be, I don't care, it might sound foolish,
mhm.
but if you want to be a speaker, just start practicing your speech. The Bible said, write your vision and make it plain, you know?
Yes.
So get you a vision board. I believe in these things. I do. This is the stuff that keeps me motivated. These are the
Mm,
things that I do to nurture my mind. So
yeah,
do that and do something that edifies your spirit every day, whatever that is that edifies your spirit. So
absolutely.
that's a part of the journey. That's a part of the journey.
Yes.
It is. You heard it here from Theeblackadonis. Proper
That's right.
preparation prevent poor performance. And
Yes.
on that note, we're going to go to a small commercial break and we'll be right back after these messages.
Many people struggle with grief, and it can weigh you down. But God wants you to be free. There is a time, a season, and a purpose for everything under the sun. This commercial was sponsored by It's a Chicago Vibe with Lady T. Marie and Mr. Success. Do you know your love language? I heard it's better to give than to receive, and every seed that you plant will grow. Let all the love you give flow.
All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to It's a Chicago Vibe. We're here with Theeblackadonis, and he's dropping them jewels, dropping knowledge. The man,
Yeah.
he's telling people what is real and what it takes to stay in the game and stay above the game. Before we get out of here, Lady T, is there any other thing you had to ask?
Yes, I want to ask a question. I actually want you to inspire. I know you've inspired us all already, but to let those out there and that may be going through something,
Mhm.
or maybe want to get into the music industry or entertainment business and don't know how. What is it that you can let them know to encourage them?
What I'm gonna let you know to encourage them is to keep holding on. Do not allow one no to stop you because if you get that just one yes, you
Mm,
already got one yes, the yes that you need already. You already got his yes. And if you have that
mm,
yes and I'm talking to the believers, and for those who don't believe, believe in something and
yeah,
do something. And I'm gonna tell everybody, do something every day that's gonna edify your spirit, whatever it
yeah,
is. And those are things that keep you motivated. So when people do deny you and they say no, you have that secondhand thing. Okay, so I love serving the homeless or whatever it is that makes you feel good. Do it every day while continually hustling and grinding. I'm not against hustling and grinding, Lady T. So
yeah,
let me just be clear. I'm all about the hustle and the grind. I do day and night, Lord help me. That's what I'm about. I love the hustle and the grind. I've always been a go-getter. I've
yeah,
never waited for somebody to give me anything. I've always went and got it because I knew it was mine. So I'm not against hustling and grinding, but what I am saying is preparation. Prepare. Act like you know you about to get it. That's
yes.
my
That's it.
encouragement. My words of encouragement is act like you know. You better act
Yes,
like you know.
yeah,
It's yours. So act like you know. I'm preparing. People calling you. I can't go out today, man. I gotta study. I gotta study. I gotta read. You just can't do all of the things that you used to do. You might used to hang out a lot. Now, how bad do you want it? You're gonna say,
mm,
well, I'm not seeing no results. I'm not seeing no results, but those who labor, those who work, mm, faith without works is dead.
hmm,
The word tells us that. So we could speak, we could be encouraged, we could be empowered, but if we don't go and act and go and get it, what is it? What is
Absolutely.
so I'm gonna say believe, but also go and get it. If you want to network, there's networking groups. Get involved in every networking group. Look, I'm gonna be honest. We have so much technology now that there shouldn't be nothing we can't learn. All we
Yeah.
need is the time, and that's why I'm big on any. One thing that I'm big on is my time. And I try to be show up always on time to set. I try my best. I do show up on time, y'all. So I try to value that and stuff because I'm big on my time. We can't get time back.
Yeah.
We can't go and get it back. The richest man is in the graveyard. My pastor used to say that, and now I know because they die with all these gifts and talent in them, and they don't put it to work and put it to use. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And don't be afraid because God is going to call us amongst the non-believers in this business.
Mm,
People who don't believe what we believe, and that's okay. You just be used however you need to be used. That's why you have to be
absolutely.
equipped. If you haven't been
Mm,
studying and if you haven't been reading or studying your craft, you can't be equipped for when the time comes.
absolutely.
So I've been in a season of preparation, and let me just tell you, everything that I've been preparing for, it's been coming. I don't even know. People would just be hitting me up from I don't know. I'm like, how you find me?
Wow.
But when God, I heard Dr. Bynum say one time, if God have to put clothes on an angel to get the job done, he would do it all
Mm,
by himself if he
mm,
need. So you just
mm.
have to know that it's yours, it's your season. I don't care what it looks like. Don't be discouraged. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. Go and get it. And I have this. It's a new look. Hashtag act like you know. Act
Act
like
like.
you know. Act like you
Mm.
know which is yours. You know, act like you know it. So that would be my advice, Lady T, to the people.
And one more thing, if I want you to let the people know other projects that you have coming out and where could they find you?
Yes, please, please. Stay connected with my Instagram at underscore Theeblackadonis. That's TheeBlack Adonis Adonis. So stay in touch with me. Look me up, Keith Brandon underscore Theeblackadonis on Instagram. On Facebook, I can be found at Keith Brandon. And so stay connected with me on those sites. I have my website being reconstructed. And so all of the new things that I'm working on, I'm actually going to be posting on my Facebook feed so you can follow it. You will see all my advertisements. I just did some more Nike commercials. I've done, I think
Wow.
about maybe 6 or 7 or more Nike commercials. So I
Okay.
just started some more projects with Nike, and I'm really excited about those for them to finally drop whenever they do. I've done hand modeling. I've done a lot of hand modeling. So for those who don't know, my hand, my abs, and my feet have a personal agent. So she
Wow.
submit those 3 body parts to things, and it's a lot of money in it. So if you wanna people use your hands,
Okay.
your
Okay,
hands,
models.
use your hands. I use it in beers and vodka commercials, whatever. People don't even know it's just my hand, and it's really a really big production. And they be on set for hours and all. I'm like, people, it's just a hand. They make it a big deal. So I have
Wow.
uh and I have another film that I'm working on right now. So for those, I literally just got booked today, so I'm super excited. I'm working with one of my dream directors I've always wanted to work with. When I tell you, sometimes you ain't even gotta look for it, it'll come and find you.
Yes.
When it's yours, when it's yours. So you just have to know that you know that you know. And in this business, it's important to know, and Lady T, Mr. Success, you guys know this. You have to know who you are and whose you are.
Yes.
Who you are and who's you. Somebody say you, they go that Hollywood stuff again, you just cocky. I said, no, 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 no. That ain't cocky. I just know who I am and whose I am and
Absolutely.
whose I belong to. You know, and because
Yeah.
I know that nobody can tell me different. So
Yes.
you have to know that, because when you know that, and it can't be taught by your mother, it can't
Mm,
be taught by, it gotta come virgin stone. It has to be something that's gotta be raised through you. And if you don't know who you are, woo, you better learn before you get in this industry.
mm,
Or ask God to really give you a spirit of discernment, because it could tear your self-esteem down. It could tear your belief. A lot of people, they become bitter because they get caught up on, no, they said I couldn't. Well, I'm not
mm.
waiting on your permission no more. I'm gonna
Oh,
write my own scripts. I'm gonna do my own projects, and I'm gonna believe God to take the rest of the way. So,
yes,
What's
yes,
up?
man.
absolutely.
Before we get out of here, you mentioned about music. Is there anywhere they can find your music at that you used
Yes,
to do?
yes, yes, yes. So I used to have this name called Mr. Real the Truth, and when I was a teenager. And I used to be, an underground, popular little thing, guy in my city, And it was called Mr. Real the Truth. So you can find me, Mr. Real, on there. I've done some much more newer things under the Theeblackadonis, and I've been working with a lot of overseas, um, Australian and Indian artists, and I've been doing music videos with them, and they have, and look, I like to step out of my branch, step out of my
Yeah,
branch sometimes, get uncomfortable. I was very nervous at first doing uh rapping on somebody who really didn't speak English. They put my English music inside of their music, and I was like, that's so cool. But I wanna, like, again, I never wanna be
yeah,
in a
God.
box. When my audience look at me, Mr. Success, you asked me earlier, what kind of person do I want them to see? What kind of actor do I want them to view me as? Most are talented. That guy that's gonna do everything, and whatever you give me, I'm gonna play the heck out of it. I'm gonna bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my gift. So I don't ever want to be stereotyped. That's why I said let me go and do some things I'm a little bit uncomfortable with. Nothing that goes against my belief, but something I'm not used to doing, because that's what an
Yeah,
actor does. And look, I stepped out on faith, and just did it, and little did I know, won 6 awards. I said I'm not gonna ask anybody for nothing. I had a chance to meet, the kings of Africa, President Obama, his sisters, and all of that, being honored, in the Nollywood industry. So it was wonderful. So
wow.
stay in touch with me. Stay connected with me. I'm so excited. I'm still modeling, guys. I know I haven't been doing any modeling because I was on a mental health journey, speaking at several different mental health engagements. For those who do know, I am a mental health advocate. So this May was Mental Health Awareness Month. And so anytime there's a mental health man's month, or mental health, people of color month. That's usually the month that I'm really booked and busy and speaking. So I really haven't been doing much modeling, but this week I have some photographers that came in town from Australia, one from Germany that I'm working with. So I'm working on some exciting projects. So
Amen.
follow me on Instagram to stay updated with those things.
Alrighty.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, we thank you so much for coming on the show. And we definitely want you to come back again and speak on mental illness awareness as
Yes,
well.
yes,
Definitely,
absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely. Because Black people, we are the second to commit suicide. I think was it last time I checked, because I did a study on it. It was Latinos, African Americans, um, and of course, if we include sexuality, it would be the LGBT community is number one that commits suicide daily. And so in our community, we said we don't need God. We got God. We just go to the church and just pray, and stuff like that. But hold on, I believe in praying, but I believe in counseling as well. So burn that, like they say, go burn the candle on both ends. Go get prayer and go get therapy. Every day
Absolutely.
mental health should be like, just like you eat every day, just like you shower every day, just like you do mental health. Need to check in with yourself, check in
Yes.
with you. So I just want to end that off.
Mm.
I know I gave y'all a lot of nuggets.
That's
I gave
great.
y'all a
We
lot
That's
need
to
what
it.
we
edit.
like.
I gave y'all a
We
lot to
need
work
that.
with. So
That's amazing.
I gave y'all a lot to work with.
Oh yeah. All right, Lady T, hit us with the affirmations of the day.
Wow, we definitely had a lot of affirmations for today with our guests. But the affirmation that I would give you guys is we talked about mental health is just to put God first, to love yourself, love others, and just stay connected to the heartbeat of God, because if you stay connected to God, everything else gonna follow, everything else gonna flow. And you have to forgive. We talk about a lot about forgiving those who have done you wrong. A lot of times your blessings are being hindered because we holding on to what somebody did to us in the past, and when we were younger, we were kids, and God is saying in order for you to be free, you got to let go. If you got to
Mm,
crawl and do it, if you got to cry and do it, just let it go, because it's not for them, it's for you to be free. I just had to do a detox. Sometimes you got to do a spiritual detox, sometimes you got to do a natural detox, but just detox all the bad stuff so that you can be free and be great and be who God called you to be. This is your girl, Lady T Marie, signing off with It's a Chicago Vibe. Thank you.
I wanted to say this one last thing real
Go ahead,
quick.
you still.
God began to speak to me. He said, it's not about how hard you take the bullet. It's about how you forgive the shooter. Your
Mm,
nieces and our nephews, they looking at us and they looking at how we forgive the shooter. So it's not about how hard we take the bullet. It's gonna be how you
yes.
forgive the shooter is what's gonna count. So that is so true. We gotta forgive and we just gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. Can't let nothing stop us this season. Thank y'all so much for having me, guys. I
Thank
appreciate
you
y'all.
for coming.
Appreciate
We are
y'all.
honored.
DJ
Mr.
My motto when you with
Success.
Mr. Success, you always have a ball. If I can't tell the truth, it's nothing at all. Mr. Success, bringing pleasure, no stress. Until next week, y'all. Peace.
Peace
Thank
out.
y'all for having me.
C-H-I-C-A-G-O, C-H-I-C-A, let's go, go, 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 C-H-I-C-A-G-O,